Slivick and I'm with Georgia Fox this morning, and we're standing outside of the Amador County Museum that is underway to reopen. And Georgia used to be the curator here at the Amador County Museum.
Right, for almost 20 years.
Well, it's a long time. Cedric Clute before you.
Cedric was before me. He trained me for 4.5 years.
Okay, and this was a great place. We used to come in here in the earlier days of TSPN and shoot some segments in here, and it was a lot of fun. And now we're getting it back to be open, and now, not meaning me, but the Amador Historical Society. And Georgia, you're a member and also on the chair there, right? Not the chairperson, but
one of the directors.
One of the directors, okay. And Phil Giuliani's inside. A lot of people know Phil, and we're going to meet him in a little bit. How much work do we have to do to get this open?
Well, there's a lot more to be done, as you will see when you go inside. Phil has already done a lot of the ADA structural work upstairs. He's gone through 13-inch brick. This building is made of 13-inch brick walls. He went through with a huge steel rod and put rosettes on the outside to hold it together. So he's done that part, and they've torn up all the old carpet, and we're waiting for new carpet. He's just really doing a fantastic job, and it's all volunteer work. We got an agreement with the county to do this and to work with the county and the building inspector directly. So we're getting a lot of work done. I'm not doing too much. I'm just here to help.
All right. And now I'm with Phil Giuliani. How are you, Phil?
Doing pretty good, Tom.
Okay, I hear you've been pretty busy, huh?
Yeah, since the last time we talked down at the studio, we talked about the work that we're planning on doing here, and we've got to start on it. We've done a substantial amount of work, still a lot to do.
Okay, I'm going to ask Austin, our cameraman, who's filling in for Tommy Fox, to go ahead and pan around a little bit in this room. It's been so long since anybody's seen any artifacts in the museum, and I feel pretty special to see some of them right now. But you've been doing a lot of work outside, and we're going to go outside because I think you can point out a few things that had to be put in here to secure the structure, to make sure the structure was strong. So you can show us those. And how do you feel about getting to this stage of development here?
Well, it feels pretty good. I've had a lot of help.
Who's been helping?
Well, Keith Sweet's been down doing some painting. Ed Arata, Bobby Keeling, Georgia, Judy Jebian. We're at stage now where we're waiting for some carpets that are going to be put in by Brown's Floor Covering here in Jackson. So we're doing pretty much a cleanup of the whole area, all the artifacts, before we put the carpet in. And hopefully we'll have the carpet in a couple of weeks.
Well, you know, it seems to me like I've done some, stuff in my house, and that when you get to painting and you're doing some painting and waiting for carpet, you're pretty close. So you've spent I guess a lot of time securing the structure, like I said earlier. And you want to go take a look at that and show the viewers?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. Phil, it looks like we're looking at some of those rods and I guess the rosettes right now.
Yeah, this is the outside part of the tie downs that ties the floor structure to the outside walls of the building. And there is a hold down that's attached to the floor joist, then a bolt that's run through the brick wall, and then a decorative bearing plate on the outside of the building so you can
gives us some seismic stability, right?
Yeah, it's seismic retrofit type work that supposedly it's going to keep the place from falling down if there's an earthquake.
Okay, well, I remember, for an earthquake, that would probably help. I remember when the C2C building burned down, and they says, oh my gosh, this structure is not too secure, and then it took them about a day and a half to pull it apart with a bulldozer.
Yeah.
Well, so this building is pretty strong, and it's pretty thick.
Yeah. There's never been an earthquake recorded in Jackson, but it's a state law that this work has to be done, so we're doing it, and hopefully this is going to be the main, most intensive type work on the building, and hopefully the rest of it will go pretty quickly.
I'd like to talk about the brick just a little bit because I was really proud of what the Mule Creek inmates did several years ago, probably about 8 or 10 years ago.
Okay.
They replaced all of the brick and mortar at the front of the building and the rear of the building. The other two have not been replaced, but these two has helped to make it a little more stable. They took all of the mortar out, and everything was done according to the architect. So I'm really proud of this.
All right. To be done out here on the porch.
Yeah, you can see on the soffit here, there's been some water damage. The roof above this soffit leaks, and we're planning on re-roofing that and replacing any of the damaged boards here on the soffit. And we've got a little structural work to do on the posts that support this structure also. So this is going to be part of the outside work that we're going to have to do before we get open. Shape, you can see they placed some cement underneath the wood. The one on the other corners, there's a lot of dry rot and needs some serious work.
I think from here where I can see that yellow tape going around, it's missing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Needs help.
All right. Georgia, Phil wanted us to take a look at this chair, and you have a little bit of a story to tell us about this chair?
Well, I understand that it is a birthing chair. It's from the 1870s, I believe, and the ladies would sit in that when they were in labor, and that's what they called it. They built it especially for that.
Okay, and so that's one of the artifacts that's down here, and we're going to go outside in the hall and take a look, just some of the pictures, and then we're going to look at some more stuff. Okay, we're standing out here in the main hallway, and Phil, I love this place because when you first walk in, boys, history just smacks you right in the face with all the different pictures, portraits, and so much of the, really cool stuff, right, hanging on the walls.
Yeah, Tom, it's kind of been a distraction. You get in here and you're trying to work and you look at a couple of pictures and all of a sudden you're sidetracked because you realize that these pictures are of families that are
Right.
been in the area a long time, and the Farnhams are down here, the Browns who built the house. And you look at some of the pictures and you say, geez, that looks like so-and-so, and
Right, and
maybe
for an old timer, because your family goes way back in Amador County's history, not mine so much, but still, every time I see a picture of somebody like this, I can't wait to read the plaque and find out about them.
yeah, it's been a real fun experience because I didn't spend a lot of time in the museum as a youngster, and
No, probably not as a youngster. You're out there having fun. Hey, let's walk down this way and go ahead and keep your camera running and come on by. Some of these rooms I remember now. We came in and did a piece from here, from Dress to the Nines. This room is all empty right now. And a moment ago we were looking at the floor, and we can see we need the carpet, I guess, is coming for the floor. That's what's going to happen here?
that's correct. The Nines room has some display cabinets that we pulled out of there, sheetrocked the ceiling and the walls. That was done by Jason Cornell Drywall. Repainted a lot of the trim, and when the carpet gets put back in there, the display cabinets will be put back in and all the artifacts will be returned to their original place.
Okay, and I have to say the plaster in there looks really good. It looks like an imperfect smooth wall.
That is, hey, you're right on top of it, Tom.
All right, and so that's really good. We look back over. It's almost to me like the place just closed down, and all of a sudden people are back in, but it's in disarray. Austin, come on in this room over here for a second and look at the wall. Here's like just a lot of factoids all over the walls here. I can't wait to come back in here when it's all happening.
Yeah, part of the challenge with doing this work was trying not to get all the artifacts mixed up and confused. So we've tried to keep most of the items in each individual room.
Okay.
And along with that, we have done an inventory. The downstairs has been done. It's a digitalized inventory that we're doing in cooperation with the county.
Okay, let's go on out here towards the main room, Bill. And I believe George is out here, and this is quite good. Now here I can tell already, and Austin's coming his way. But here's I think that's Andrea Bonham, not Andrea Bonham, but
That's Margaret Brown. Margaret Brown,
Okay.
Judge Armstead Brown's daughter.
no, that's this character here, right? And
Ernie,
who's-
this is Ernie Bonham.
Okay.
He was from Amador County. He went all the way from Amador County to the major leagues with Joe DiMaggio.
right, he's one of our great success stories from Amador County, huh?
He really is.
Okay.
The Bonham family's still here.
Phil's handing me the plate. Ernie Bonham was a major league pitcher for 10 years and the American League's top right-hander in 1942. He was with the New York Yankees in 1941 when they beat the Brooklyn Dodgers. in the World Series. The following years, the Yankees lost the series to the underdog St. Louis Cardinals. Bonham was with the Pittsburgh Pirates when he died of complications from an appendectomy. He was only 36 years old. Wow. Well, Austin, I think if we come on in, this looks a little bit, watch the windows and for the lighting, but this is a really great room here. And this is the kitchen, isn't it?
I might mention to you that when this house was built in 1859, there was no kitchen. They had little cook houses in the back where they cooked the food. They were afraid of fire and,
Sure.
so forth. So about the 1930s, they added this part on
Oh, okay.
to have a kitchen
So
and a
this is like
pantry.
that, and I guess that's when they brought the indoor plumbing, and it almost looks like Austin's about ready to come on over this way, so this must be what a bathroom looked like after it was added on.
Mhm, right. There was an old clawfoot bathtub over on the left side
Okay.
of the toilet, and that's somewhere around here, I believe. They took
This is
that
something.
out.
So this is probably some of the, right now we're in the bathroom, original wallpapers.
Original probably to the 30s, or from the 30s maybe.
And what about the Browns? Maybe you could just tell us that, and we might be running out of time. I want to be able to put this on a newscast. So what about the Browns? What do you know about them?
Well, Judge Brown came out to California from Illinois and Wisconsin area in 1850s, and he went to Shasta first, and he helped to name the town, and then he came here, and he loved this area, and he built this home in 1859 for his family. They had 11 children, I think only 9 at that point. A couple passed away back east, and he was a California assemblyman, he was a judge, he was a lawyer, he was just about everything. In
What
this
an
town.
important person, and really this is one of the probably top houses in Jackson, probably from its, we could probably say that from its location and the size and everything. What do you think, Phil?
Well, like I said, I'm pretty new as far as the history of this house, but as Georgia said, Mr. Brown was quite a pillar in the community at that time, and I believe they also donated the property across the street here for the elementary school. So they were philanthropists as well as business people.
Okay, so Georgia, I think we've got to move on, and but we'll be back in, and maybe we'll come back in and take a few sneak peeks as before it opens. And I really want to thank the Historical Society, and you in particular, Phil. I know you were spearheading the efforts to get the Board of Supervisors to allow the Society to come on in and reopen this. The county, I'm sure, has missed it. I have.
Yeah, it's been a great, as I mentioned in our interview a month or so ago, that the county's been very helpful, and I can't say enough about the building department and Board of Supervisors. Been very supportive.
Right, and back in the old days, when I remember when it was open, they'd have little kids in here and tours going on, and people getting a chance to look back at their past and just be fascinated by old antiquities that kids and adults feel whenever they see this old stuff, right?
Yeah. Maybe next time we'll do the X-rated tour to the Bordello room upstairs.
In the museum?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so I'm looking forward to that. Okay, yes.
About our fundraiser on
You sure can. I was going to bring that up. Go ahead.
January 26th at Teresa's Place at 5
Does
o'clock.
this say anything about
Well, it's a very small piece, but
that?
5
Camera
o'clock.
can zoom in.
The tickets are $35 each, and it's for a wonderful cause because we're going to be doing the pioneer families, and so that history isn't lost, plus do more in the museum.
Okay, so some of the people can help help the Browns with their philanthropy and continue on and get our museum open one more time. And tell everybody the date one more time, Georgia.
January 26th on Saturday at 5 p.m. at Teresa's Place.
Okay, and Phil, I want to thank you again, and and for being such a great member of the Historical Society and helping to keep our past alive here in Amador County. And I'm Tom Slivick, and Austin has been on the camera with me, and we'll see if he winds up doing more camera work here on TSPN. Stay with us. There's more coming up.